Kirk Hilliard.
And it's Rusty Byrd. It's the Kirk and Byrd Show. And we are blessed to have with us again. Back from last season. We had him on 2 times. Now we got Coach Willie Gause of the Kecoughtan Warriors. Welcome to the show, Coach.
Thank you so much for having me. It is wonderful to be here with the nation's best podcast, hands down. And I'm not saying that to blow smoke. I enjoy being with you guys. So thank you for the honor. Let me hang out with y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. And now
the Reverend Gause.
That was what I wanted to say. I wanted to say for our audience, congratulations. You're pastor of your church. I just want you to give a shout out for your church. So listen, this man is preaching the word of God. And I'm telling you, I know his heart because outside of this, I've talked to him. Tell us about your church, where you're located, how they can find you.
I am honored to be the proud pastor of the greatest church in Hampton, Virginia, the Philippi Missionary Baptist Church. We are the perfect place for imperfect people serving a perfect God. 901 Carolina Street, Hampton, Virginia. We are right across from the old Lincoln Park, right behind the YMCA. Come holler at us. Come see us Sunday mornings at 11 o'clock. I got a seat for you. You can sit in my seat. Come on, just hang out with us.
Yep. And he can preach. He can come on the videos. You come on the videos. I check you out. Man, in the poll.
Oh, man. Bless you.
He's throwing down, man. We'll get him going here. But
hold on. It's also, Kirk, we're going to let you talk, but it's also Black History Month, right?
Yeah.
And in honor of Black History Month.
In honor of Black History
Month, Kirk will not
Hilliard.
He is Kareem.
Right.
Hey,
anybody that played basketball at Phoebus and grew up in Lincoln Park, you are.
No, I didn't grow up there.
Kareem. You live there.
Anyway, we're here to talk about high school basketball. Coach Gause.
Pine Chapel. I don't know if you know about Pine Chapel.
Kareem.
All right, guys. Enough of the biography. My name's Kareem. Yeah. So let's get to basketball.
Kareem Hill, not Hilliard. Kareem Hill.
Coach
Hill.
You're coming off of. You coming off of. Well, hold on. All right, y'all got me. Y'all sucked me in. I knew where Carolina Street was like that.
I told you. Yeah.
It's right across from Lincoln Park, and they're like, "You're like an honorary black guy." But we're here. At 3 minutes, we're going to talk about basketball. So here we go. We're talking about Class 5, Class 5, Region A, and Kecoughtan's the number 2 seed behind Menchville. I was telling you, Coach and Rusty, this has got to be the toughest region in all 6 classes of Virginia. You've got Menchville, Kecoughtan's 2, Woodside is 3, Woodside, the Beat, Gonzaga. You've got Maury, Nansemond River. So, Coach, let's get in. Norview, yeah, I don't want to shorten it. It's unbelievable, but let's get into you're 20-3, and your 2 losses are to Menchville, who's undefeated, great team, and you split with Woodside. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Kecoughtan Warriors of 2022, 2023, to let our audience know about you guys going into the playoffs?
Without a doubt, this has been probably the most. Last year was very enjoyable and memorable. This has been a special year. To come in, we literally have 5 kids that have varsity experience, and so we have 10 guys on the team, and one of our guys is a fan favorite. So he really doesn't play much. So you're talking about, a 9-man team, and 3 of those guys played JV last year. So we have just been blessed. It's a testament to the great coaching staff that, that stayed in the gym this summer, and a bunch of guys who came back with pain in their hearts because it was hurtful last year, and we talked about it Friday and Saturday at practice, and so I'm just so proud of these young men being resilient, going from losing DJ Campbell, who I'm gonna say it now is a pro. I could see him being like Mac last night representing Gate City. I could see DJ holding up a Kecoughtan Warrior jersey one day in the slam dunk contest. But losing DJ and then coming back and losing Justin Bass, who could have been the player of the year this year for our district, losing him with a season-ending injury, and then being able to come back and finish, the way that we did this year. I'm just so proud of the guys, and so we're trying to keep it going, but we are in. It is just unfair for what they're doing to Class 5A. And then even next year, you're going to take Gloucester out and then insert Kings Fort. So
wow,
yeah, so
man,
it's just totally unfair, man.
Man.
We talked about it in our district many yesterday. We looked at the other side of the bracket, and nothing against 5B, great team, great coaches over there, but you have teams over there that have 7 or 8 losses.
Yeah, it's
seven,
the beach,
seven.
Coach, that's
Yeah,
the beach district basically, and Indian River, correct?
Right, correct. And if I think our 6th seed has 7 or 8 losses, and then our 6th seed is coached by Ed Young with 7, maybe 8 losses that has 500 wins, and then you have Norview, who made a state run last year, and then you got Woodside, and then Morey, and us, and then Menchville. So we were talking yesterday, we could eventually, between us, Menchville, Woodside, we could eventually play each other 5 times.
Yeah, and then
in 1 year,
right?
Yeah,
and if you get to the state tournament, which I think you're going to,
I received that.
You get in, a class that has Patrick Henry Roanoke, great team,
right?
Potomac Falls, right up the road here with Coach Jeff Halls.
Right.
From the Central, you've got LC Burden, and I believe it's Western Albemarle also.
Western Albemarle, yeah. Don't forget the Richmond. You got Holland Springs, and oh my God, yes,
Bird,
man. You
LC
come
Bird.
out of LC Bird,
man.
like man, you come out of you come out of 5A, man. You deserve. You come out of Class 5, you just deserve to be at what is that? What's the little national championship thing they do? Chick-fil-A, yeah, man.
Yeah. But look, Coach, we just had on Dexter. We just had him on, and they went undefeated, won the state championship, and they're doing great this year. But one of the things I mentioned, I was like, it would be nice because 5, I think we said top to bottom is the strongest conference in the state. Level class. I said if it was just back to where it was single A, double A, and triple A, and we get all the way here, you could be the Class 5 state champion. They could be the Class 6. But let's go ahead and play
5 and 6.
5 and 6 play one more game.
Yep.
Play what, man? Listen, it would be. I don't know how all of these years we have not mimicked, because everything in high school mimics college. I still don't know how we have not mimicked this 64. Could you see a high school 64? Man, having number 1 seed, it would be, it would be so great for the sport. And I don't know.
And you know who could win it all? The Class 2, John Marshall.
Yeah. John. So I'm talking about unfair. John Marshall, that's just unfair what they doing too. Like,
yeah. So Coach, and as much as hard as I am on some of the teams and sports, I'll say specifically football in the Peninsula District, y'all, that district pride gives me a lot of pride because it is the best district, period, in the state of Virginia for basketball.
It's better in basketball right now. It's better.
That's what I'm saying. In basketball.
Okay. Got it.
Best district in the state in basketball. Anytime Hampton High is it looks like they're 12-9 online. I don't know if that's, but like Hampton High, I mean, they've won multiple state championships. Got great pedigree of kids and athletes. Y'all are beating. I mean, in that district is Woodside and Menchville.
Phoebus, Bethel.
I'm telling you, Heritage, got to give a shout out to, Dimitri Batten, who was on our staff last year, that's over at Heritage now. I mean, you take a Bethel who missed our playoff, and they have 8 or 9 losses. You could take them in the beach in B, and they could be like a 1 or 2 seed. I mean, you look at Hampton. Hampton played, and Hampton and Bethel and Heritage, they got to play all of us twice. They got to play the Menchville, the Kecoughtan, and the Woodside twice, and then you got to turn around and play Hampton and Bethel twice. It's a gauntlet Those 22 games, those 18 games that we have are a absolute gauntlet. That's why I have to give, great season for Menchville, this year, and the things that they were able to do, just not only on the floor, but in this day and time, having 8 guys that stayed together from 7th grade to high school, man, that is just phenomenal. And so, I respect those guys. I love those guys. I'm head of security at Menchville during the day. So the only time I don't root for them is twice a year. And so other than that, man.
In the district, Woodside, who you split with, Woodside beat Gonzaga from the WCAC at the top basketball conference, all Catholic schools in the country.
25 in the country.
Woodside beat them, and y'all beat Woodside. So I'm just
Coach Gause.
And the crazy thing, we beat Menchville. I mean, we beat Woodside that Friday.
At Woodside.
Right. We beat Woodside that Friday, and then they went and played Gonzaga that Monday, and it was like, okay, well, whatever. So, but I told Steph, man, and that's one thing that all the coaches around here have, man. We support each other, you know what I mean? And so we go out, we support each other, but it is truly the big ACC. That's what I call it. It's the Big East and the ACC put together. Because man, it's a gauntlet, man.
Coach, for that region, if you win the next game, are the semifinals and finals at the Norfolk Scope, or is just the finals? Both. You're going to be at home, and you're facing the winner of Nansemond, River, and Maury. If you
8 o'clock at the Scope.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're at the Scope. You're there.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and that's a big deal. That's a college arena. That's the old.
Did you have a district tournament?
No, so we don't do district tournaments anymore.
That's memory lane for us.
Yeah, that's memory lane. That's the Fort Eustis tournament. That's the Woodside Heritage tournament. We're hoping that this, playing in the Scope is nice for, as coaches, if they would ask us, which they don't. We don't get a voice with a lot of stuff. But if they were to ask us, we would love to go back to Churchland. We'd love to go back to Churchland and have 4, 5, and 6. 4 play on Thursday, 5 play on 4 play on Thursday, 5 play on Friday, and 6 play on Saturday, and play it right there at Churchland. I think that would be great.
Yeah,
that would be great for the area.
With Fairfax regions, they used to play at George Mason for regionals, but now they play at Robinson High School.
And Centerville also. Concord District is up. Well, that's a district. Yeah. That's the region. Yeah.
That's that region. And that's where they also play, I think, state semis.
Right.
Yeah. We played at the Robinson Center, Coach Thomas last year, 2010. I think we played. Matter of fact, that's the year we played Edison.
Yep.
Okay.
It was crazy. It was Coach Thomas's coming back to Northern Virginia, and man, I think
Coach. He won the state championship in PC.
Correct. Yep.
So if you win Friday, you're in the state tournament.
Correct. Yes,
okay. Have y'all traveled? I saw you played a team from out of state, but I think that was a neutral site. Have y'all traveled far?
We have no, not this year. This year it was our turn for everybody to come to us. So our 4 out of district games, everybody came to us. And then because our last end of the schedule, we played this just in 2 weeks now. We played at Phoebus. We played at Hampton. We had to go to Warwick. So it's like, man, when I tell you our schedule was loaded with we were on the road.
Right.
And then we went over to Virginia Wesleyan in the Virginia Preps Classic. My guy, Matt Hatfield puts me in a game against Lake Taylor. So
and you won. And that's a good team, Lake Taylor. They're probably going to be odds on favorite next year. To win, is it 4 or are they 3? They're 4, aren't they?
They're 4. Yeah. They might be coming to 5 too. They just putting everybody in 5. You know what I mean? So it might be in 5 next week. So yeah.
So I brought up traveling because you're the 2 seed in that region. So when you get to the state championship, little bulletin board for Maury and Nansemond River. But when you get there, it's almost certain that you're going to go to Richmond, or you're going to come up here to Northern Virginia, or you're going to go to Roanoke. And Roanoke's the farthest. So
that's if he loses. He's going to win.
Yeah, that's if I live. We lose.
That's if they lose. They're going to win.
Okay. Let me get educated, and let's get the listeners educated. So if he wins the region, if he beats Coach Struthers, more bulletin board, we're working on getting Steph on here. So if he beats the winner of Woodside, Menchville,
they saying there's not
home,
me.
You're home until Richmond.
So if
you don't get to Richmond until the finals for VCU.
So if everything pans out, Rusty, watch how I do this. So how they have it set up, the number 1 and the number 2 in the region, they play. And then what happens is the number 1 and the number 2 seed in our region, we then play the beach. And then we play the beach the first round, and then the second round you will go if you know. So you got to, in the region, you're automatically state whether you win or lose. You know, whether you win or lose.
Right.
Then once you get to the second round, is win or go home. So then if you win, then the winner, whoever the higher seed is, that's when you would play a Richmond team, and then you won't see a Northern. Right. Yeah. You won't see a Northern Virginia team until, the last round. So, I mean, even with that, I don't know why it is, we're just staying in one pocket. It's like, all right, you win here. Okay, let's just go across the water, And then for us, if we could become a number 1 seed, or we become a number 1 seed, you can host that first round of the state. But our gym is so small, we would have to go out and find a neutral site, because we can't host it.
But your gym is small, but wasn't the Maury gym small? Isn't that who y'all played?
It's not as small as Kecoughtan. It's not as small as Kecoughtan.
Yeah. I think it's
got about 7 rows. They got about 7 rows.
Yeah. I think you have to at least be able to sit 500 people, I think. And I think our cap is like 400 or something. So So
let me ask you.
I'm gonna bring some chairs from the church and put them on the side.
There we go.
500.
Hampton University. Played at Hampton University convocation.
No, not the convocation. Played at Holland Hall. That's what we used to play with.
Yeah. Holland Hall. Yeah.
But okay, Coach. Speaking of your home court advantage that you've had, how is it going this year compared to last year? I know that was a big part of the secret sauce. Did that energy carry over to this year? Were you able to have DJ G there and thank my little cousin?
DJ G, parted with G. He was there maybe like the first 2 games, and then he had some things happen for him. Had some promotions happen for him, and he was able to, it was starting to come a battle with his commitment. But I'm always about people elevating. So he is now Party with G travel agent, and man, he is doing phenomenal. So if you want to get a travel package, hit up Agent G. And he's doing phenomenal. So with that, we didn't have the DJ aspect, but we still had the cave experience.
Good.
Because people still came because at the end of the day we still had that Kecoughtan and that Jordan brand on our chest. So and it's just just this area, they come out for basketball. So it wasn't a late letdown.
I gotta point that out. Coach Gause is the only coach in the Commonwealth of Virginia that hooks us up with Jordan brand gear. But here's the story. Howard White, executive vice president for the Nike or the Jordan brand at Nike, is a 1969 graduate of Kecoughtan, went to University of Maryland. He was selling Nike back when Nike was nothing and Converse ruled, and Adidas ruled. So he does hook us up. So all you other coaches, feel free to send us any of your gear. But I wanted to ask you one thing, or I kind of wanted to make a point, and that is for all the Northern Virginia teams at 23 and a half minutes. Write this down. I think in football, you're right, as far as the type of players. But for basketball, I don't believe that in Northern Virginia. I think Northern Virginia is par with Hampton Roads. And by the way, my humble opinion, Larry Legend, I think Richmond is the best region for high school basketball. But Northern Virginia, they got some really good players up here, man. And I'm not just public school too.
Let me say this: there are some good basketball players up here, really good. But I think, and we've said this plenty of times, some of the very, very best, though, are going to the private schools, the Catholic schools. Paul VI is like one of the top teams in the nation. And those kids going to Paul VI in Chantilly, a lot of them came from Prince William. A lot of them come from Loudoun County and Fairfax. So those kids, I'll give you an example. Jamie Kaiser, he's going to Maryland. He was a beast at Lake Braddock, scoring 28 points as sophomore. His junior year, he went to Bishop Ireton with my son. His senior year, he's at IMG. So you're not going to have to face a Jamie Kaiser from Lake Braddock. That's all. Right.
That's a shame, though. Nothing against Jamie and his dad's a good guy. You know his dad. But it would be so nice if those guys went to public school. Our class, 87, had Dennis Scott, who would have went to Loudoun County, which would have been amazing for high school basketball. But it's,
he went to Hill instead and won it national.
Right. And Jamie Kaiser, he's doing the right thing, man, for his career. He's setting himself up.
But you know what?
Especially now anywhere.
But you know what? Coming from a public school coach, Kareem, really, I mean, we private school is where it's at. I mean, if you want to get your kid exposure, private school can play up to 40 games. We can only play 22 games, and we are stuck to playing, each team twice. So what I always say,
it's a big district.
Yeah. And so what I say, what's bad about here is the kids can kind of get a false sense of reality because you've been playing against these same kids since you were 7. Y'all play AAU together. You play middle school ball together. You play JV ball together. So, there is no home court advantage because all the kids have played at all the gyms. You played at Bethel. You played at Kecoughtan. So there is no home court advantage here. So that's another thing there. So when you're up in the Northern Virginia, you're playing with the DeMathas and you're playing with the St. John's and Benedictines and Montrose Christian around still. All of them St. John Paul VI, Riverdale Baptist, all them. I mean, so you can go there, you can travel, you can play for the game, you can get sponsorships.
I want to get Coach G's perspective on this. What you think about them Brooklyn Nets?
They're a great organization with a great team, and they're promoting the game of basketball very well, and we're happy for them to be ambassadors to the sport that we love and play.
The Coach G response I want right now. Are y'all playing Brooklyn next week or something? What is? Okay.
Listen,
so look, what about this? What about this one?
They in the family, so I gotta, They in the,
Okay. What about this? What do you think about what the Lakers tried to do the last 2 years of Russell Westbrook and what they have now after the trade?
Well,
is Westbrook in your family too? Keep it real now.
Yes, he is too.
I didn't even know they traded Westbrook, by the way.
Russell Westbrook has been in the Jordan brand for a long time. Russell Westbrook is a great guy. He's an amazing player. And I believe Russell Westbrook is a guy who has overcome a lot of odds. But I think also the thing with Russ, if I would suggest anything, is it's kind of like what younger players go through. Instead of just being comfortable with being who you are, you try to evolve into what other people want you to be. Russ ain't never been able to shoot, but he's a bucket. So go get a bucket. But you know, whenever you try to evolve into what other people want you to be, you know, I believe that's what's hindered his progress and you know, different places he's go, because he's never really found a place to really fit in and be himself.
I agree. So I got one last question for you, Coach. Maybe you can hit us with this one. Kawhi Leonard. Okay, he wears New Balance. Okay, so Kawhi Leonard is back and healthy. What about them Clippers, and what do you think about him making a decision 3 years ago to not join the Lakers, but to join the Clippers? And now he's back.
Kawhi won a championship in Toronto, so that lets you has the ability to make everybody around him better.
Yes.
So for him to come back to the Clippers, again, that is the piece that they built around. So now Kawhi comes, and he's just, not only is he a fundamentally sound player, but he is a building block. He's a cornerstone. And now he makes everybody around him better. PG needs him because, hey, I need what Kyrie does so that I can get off, you know. And so the Clippers are going to be scary, you know. But, you know, the Lakers are still the team, because that is my guy, Coach Campbell's team. So we are Lakers all day, and they are part of the Jordan brand. So we are with the Lake Show. And so if you are a Jordan brand member, if you're not a Jordan brand affiliate, your team is not a champion until you become a part.
Okay, last one, Coach. I don't know what they wear, but I'll probably figure it out from your response. It's Black History Month, as you know. We had the Black History Month Super Bowl. So we had the Eagles with Jalen Hurts against Patrick Mahomes and Rihanna at halftime. Okay. And lift your voice up. Who were you pulling for in the Super Bowl?
For the Bible said that you shall mount up wings like an eagle and fly. But he also said was the chief of our life. And so sometimes you just have to, and the Bible also said that your ways are not our ways. So I did not want to disrespect the Almighty by picking somebody that would be against his will to win, somebody that would be against his will to win. So I just watched the game as a fan, but I did notice that Jalen Hurts had on 2 different pair of brand Jordan shoes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. That's right. I did see his shoes when they changed the cleats. There we go. Hey, Coach G, man, this has been a blessing. Thank you so much, man.
Man, Russ. And Rusty, before I leave, man, congratulations to your son on his commitment, man. That is absolutely wonderful, man.
Thank you.
I know we got to close out, but man, that is amazing. Only 2% of high school players get an opportunity to go to the next level. I don't care what level it is, for him to be able to meet that dream and beat the statistical data that only 2% gets an opportunity to play the next level, and he's going to have an opportunity to get something that nobody can take away from him, which is a degree. Man, we salute him. We're praying for him and tell him all he needs is a hat. So when I play golf, they can say, "Who you know there?" And I'm gonna say, "Yeah, that's my." So whenever me and Kareem go play golf and go get a chicken C sandwich, we good. Now, Kareem, don't try to act like you don't know nothing about chicken C. You know you had a big chick.
Hey, I'm not gonna fake it. I'm not down like that. I've never been a chicken C.
Oh, Kareem, you are now Kirk.
I'm not a faker.
What?
I know where it is. It's up on Pembroke Gallery where the old AMP used to be, right? Yeah.
Hey,
man,
when you come back to that area,
send me your resume.
Hold on, I got a quiz for you guys.
Send me your resume.
You telling me? Hold on. Hold on.
Kareem, you need to go to Chickasee, or you're going to get a 30-day notice.
It's LeCurk. And here's the thing: you cannot convince me that in the '80s, Yock was around. That's BS. There was no Yock in the '80s. Am I right?
No.
Oh, some people are like,
what?
Yock,
you ain't had Yock.
about?
You ain't had Yock either.
Yacht was around in the 70s when I was a kid. I got
Really?
family from North Carolina would come up, and you had to have some yacht for them to take it back.
Well, last time I checked, I am white.
Had to get
so, you know.
No, you're not white. That's just a filter. No, you're not white. You are just you know, you're just oven fried. Yeah, you're just oven fried.
Right.
Y'all heard my street cred in Northern Virginia and the
Do we still have any golden skillets in Hampton?
Oh, that's a good one, man.
I don't think so.
It was one on Todd's Lane. They sell seafood now, but I used to go by there all the time.
Hey, Jack in the Box. They still have Jack in the Box in San Diego. They used to have Jack in the Box too.
Yeah, that was in the mall.
I was in Willow Oaks Shopping Center also. So
okay. Well, look, thanks again, Coach. Man,
hey man, I appreciate it, guys. I appreciate it.
I'm about to
hook
you up with some people. I'm praying for your. I'm praying for you guys to do your best and do with God's will, and we're that
we just want this one win on Friday, man. We just want this one win on Friday. This will be our first win as a program at the Scope. We've been there 5 years, have not won yet, so we want to win, and then we'll plan from there. We just want this one. So y'all pray for us. Y'all fast with us. Let's just hope we can do it, man. The guys are working very hard, and I want to get it done for these coaches that have been with me for 5 years. I want to let them be.
Is Richard still with you?
Oh yeah, the living legend, of course. Coach,
dog. Tell him I said hi, and I got to give him a call because I want to get him and some of the old school Bruins on my show. So that is my dog.
Before we close, this is something I just thought of. So if you go to Richmond and win a state championship, Kecoughtan High School has never won a state championship in any sport.
Hey, Kareem, can you put on me, man? I'm just trying
to put pressure on you.
He's just trying to win one game.
Win the whole thing.
But I gotta win the first one first. You gotta take the hardest road is the hardest mile to travel is the one in front. So we're trying to get that done. So but hopefully Saturday morning, man, I'll send y'all some thumbs up. And if we did Tuesday night, Monday night, whenever the championship is, y'all come on down and hang out with us in Norfolk.
So your next game is when? Tuesday and then Friday or Friday?
No, they have a bye.
Yeah, it's it starts Tuesday. We go Tuesday, Friday, Monday. So it'll be Friday night, and then hopefully we'll be playing on Monday night.
If you play Monday night, you'll be playing Menchville Woodside winner. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, Coach. Thanks again, man.
Love you, brothers.
Yeah, man. You are blessing a lot of people. Keep doing what you're doing, man. All
Carolina's going to be there.
Right.
Love y'all.
So for Coach G, my dog Kareem, this has been the Kirk and Byrd Show. We are out.